everybody, thanks so much for joining me again for another session of Pilates plus physio. You need your yoga mat, you possibly need your yoga brick and maybe your stretchy band. We're also going to do a couple of exercises involving the wall, so try and look around and spot somewhere that you've got a nice flat wall surface. Okay, so let's get started. So starting off, feet pointing to the front. Just maybe give your knees a little bit of a wriggle, make sure they're just relaxed. Just open out through the hips slightly. Think of being nice and wide across the collarbones, chin gently tucking in. Imagine that nice bright balloon from the back of your head taking you up towards the ceiling. Just gently draw your shoulders up to your ears and then really let them drop. And again, gently draw up and release. And again, drawing up and releasing. Lovely. Okay. Just with your right hand, think of reaching your right arm right up towards the ceiling. As high as you can. And come down. And the left arm right up towards the sky. And down. This time try and think of, as you reach up with the hand, really pressing down through that foot. So you're getting the whole body involved in that reaching up. And going on the other side. So the weight gently shifts over onto the side that you're reaching. You're not lifting the other foot. And you're thinking up and out. So right the way up. Nice stretch down the side of your body. And releasing. And on the other side. That's great. Okay, just take one foot forward, one leg back. So most of the weight is on the front foot. Arms out in front, palms facing forward, and just press right the way forward with one hand, and then press forward with the other. So you're pressing forward with one hand, pressing forward with the other. Think about the chest turning as you do it. Pressing forward. Pressing forward, pressing forward, pressing forward. Good, okay. Bring the arms down, swap legs. So one leg forward, one back. Stand nice and tall, arms out in front. Again, press forward with one, press forward with the other. Body staying upright. Just nice and smooth, just getting that twisting going, reaching with the arms. Lovely. Okay, bring the arms down. Find your spot against the wall. So you need to be able to stand fairly close to the wall. Stand nice and tall, bend the inside leg. So your knee is on the wall. So thigh still vertical. Press into the wall with that knee. So imagine you've got a grape between your knee and the wall. You're squashing the grape into the wall. Stand tall, hips staying underneath you. If you can, reach the arms up. Sore shoulders, you don't need to do the arms. And we're just going to count to 10. So we're just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. Bring the arms down. Turn round so you're facing the other way. Inside knee on the wall. Press into the wall, stand tall. Reach up with the arms. And we're going again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the arms down. Turn around, face the other way. So it should be side of the buttock, side of the thigh where you're feeling it. Inside knee on the wall, so watch the knee isn't coming up in front of you. Thigh vertical, foot coming up towards you, your bottom. Stretching up again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms coming down. One more, going the other way. Should be starting to feel it a little bit by now. Pressing with your knees into the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. Bring the arms down. Keep near the wall. Excuse my back. So, a couple of feet away from the wall. Hands on the wall, not too high. So think of a nice straight line. Head, shoulders, bottom, out to the heels. Chin staying tucked in, and we're just doing a little press on the wall. So you're leaning in towards the wall, and you're pressing back. So you want to almost think of your forehead going towards the wall rather than your chin. Pressing in and coming back. So big gap between your shoulders and your ears still. Tummy just gently drawing in. So just leaning in and push back. So you want to just watch that the hips don't kind of sag in so that your tummy doesn't arrive at the wall first. And you also want to watch that you don't leave your bottom sticking out the back. So think of a nice straight line. Head, shoulders, bottom, heels. Whole body going in, whole body pressing back. And again, whole body going in, whole body pressing back. Couple more, whole body going in and pressing back. And again, whole body in and press back. Good, good. Bring the arms down. One leg in front of the other again. So this time weight onto the front foot. Back heel off the ground. Arms out to the sides. And you're just going to do that little drop down and back up. So sore knees, you might only want to go down a couple of inches. And you're thinking of going down and back up. Imagine you've got the Queen standing in front of you. You're getting your OBE for services to something. So you're dropping down and coming back up. So you're not headbutting the Queen. The bottom isn't going out behind you. Body staying vertical. Going down and back up again. And again, dropping down and back up. Great. Bring the arms down. Swap the feet over. So 1 foot forward, 1 back. Not too wide a stance. Heel off on the back leg. Arms out. And again, dropping down and coming back up. So the front hip has to bend. The front knee dropping down, no more than a right angle. And come back up. And again, so it's straight down and back up. Not going out sideways, not going back behind you. Down to the floor and back up. Down to the floor and back up. And just going one more. Dropping down, back up. Lovely. Good. Okay. Lie yourself down on the mat, just in a relaxation position. So you're coming down to the ground. Knees bent. Head on the mat or on your little pillow or rolled up towel. Maybe just take your feet to the edges of the mat. Let the knees just drop in. Rest both hands on your tummy. So find where your ribs are. Come just down below them. Hands on the diaphragm. And just gentle breathing down into the tummy there. So just as you breathe in, your tummy gently rises up. As you breathe out, the tummy goes down. That's good. And then just do one really big breath in, thinking about filling the lungs right down to the bottom. Bigger breath as you can. And then really let the air just sigh out. Let your back melt down into the mat. Okay, kind of walk the feet back in, so you've got your feet parallel, thighs parallel, both arms to the roof, back of the shoulders on the mat. We're taking one arm back over the top of your head and come back up and go back with the other one. So really lengthen through your fingers. Think of reaching towards the back wall. Or Alternate arms. Both arms together. And come back up. So don't worry if you're not getting to the floor. Think about your back just staying relaxed on the mat. So your back doesn't arch up away from the floor. Below your belly button, just think of that tummy dropping in away from your trousers as you take the arms back, and then that dropped in feeling is staying as you bring the arms back up. A couple more with both arms. Both arms on one leg. So press out through the heel and come back up. And on the other side, press out through the heel. So pelvis staying level. We're going to do same arm and leg. So maybe right arm going back, right leg down the mat. And come back up. Left arm and left leg. The right arm could come down beside you. If you thought of those two little torch beams shining from your hip bones, they're pointing up to the roof and they're not moving. So they're not rocking forward and back. They're not rocking from side to side. So same arm and leg, just pressing out through the heel. That's good. Okay, bring the arms down, feet fairly close to your bottom are going into a spine curl, so pressing into your feet, curl your bottom up. Breath at the top, roll back down, one bone at a time as you come back onto the mat. So think of sort of all four corners of your feet, or three corners, your heel, little toe, big toe, really pushing into the floor as you peel your back up away from the floor. Little breath at the top, roll back down again. And again. So toes staying in contact with the mat all the time. Nice and smooth, just really getting your back moving, especially if it's, you're doing this first thing in the morning. Often one's a little bit stiff in the morning. Just want to get each little joint in your back doing its own little bit of movement. That's good. Okay, next time you've curled your bottom up, then stay up. Think of balancing a stick across your hips. You're taking one knee out to the side, bringing it back in, other knee out to the other side, and back in, and then roll down. So make sure you come up so you get the front of the hips straight. So again, just roll up, one knee out, and back in, other knee out, and back in, and roll all the way down. And going again, pressing it into your feet. Peel your back up. Knee out to the side and back in. Other one out and back in. And roll right down. And again, curl up. This time maybe just drop your hips a little bit. Squeeze your bottom, push back up. Drop down and push back up. Feet staying in contact with the floor still, so you've still got your toes on the ground. Press into the feet, little pulses. So you're dropping down, come back up. Drop down, and back up. And again, drop down, and back up. Great, roll right down. Gather up the legs, ankles crossed, knees apart. Just gentle rocking your knees towards your chest. A little bit of gentle rocking. Maybe try a little roll from side to side if your mat's thick enough. If you're a bit bony and you've got a thin mat, you might not like it very much. So just gentle rocking from side to side. Maybe just take the knees in a little circle, going around one way. And then knees in a little circle, going around the other way. Fantastic. Pop the legs down. Knees bent, feet flat, hands underneath your head, elbows right back and wide. Tuck in the chin, curl your head and shoulders up. So look down over the top of the knees and release. Straight tummy doing the work. Think about engaging your pelvic floor muscles. And release down. So little chin nod. Peel up away from the floor. Hold there and release down. And again, tuck in the chin and curl up. Hold it there and release down. So sore necks, don't do too many. It's quite good for your neck to actually do some exercise with it. But if your neck's a bit irritable, just go easy, don't do too many. Make sure you're just supporting your head with your hands. Look down over the top of the knees and release. And again, chin gently tucked in, curl up and release down. And again, curling up and releasing. Lovely. Okay, rest your head down. Just let the neck really release. Turn your head right over one way, right back the other way. And then turn over so you're lying on your tummy. So, make like a diamond shape with your arms. So fingertips touching, elbows on the ground, forehead down on the mat. If you can't breathe, maybe pop a little folded towel under your forehead so your nose has got some room. So we're going to start off, just draw your shoulders up to your ears and then slide them down your back. So slide the shoulders up, slide the shoulders down. Keep the shoulders down. Peel your chest up away from the ground. So you're still looking down at the mat. Just peeling your chest away and release back down. So shoulders down first. Peel up away from the floor. Hold it there. And come down. Nice one if you're on a computer a lot of the time, if you're getting a little bit round-shouldered. Slide the shoulders down. Peel up. Hold it there and release down, and again shoulders down, peeling up. Hold the back of the neck staying long. Hold it there and release. Great. Keep your forehead on the mat, elbows staying stuck on the ground. This time you're just going to lift your hands and forearms off. Hold there and down. So elbows on the floor, fingertips touching above the top of your head before you start. Slide the shoulders down. Keep your elbows on the ground, hands and forearms up. So they might not come off very far. Hold it there and release. Just watch that you're not just bending the wrists back. So think about the wrists and the hands and the forearms all staying in a straight line. And come down. So shoulders down first, hands and forearms off. Hold it there. And release. Just watch you're not pressing like mad into the mat with your head. You'll be able to know if you've done that when you've got a nice red mark on your forehead if you sit up. So just hover the arms and release. And one more, hover the arms and release. Good. Bring your arms down beside you, palms facing the roof, forehead on the mat, legs together maybe, toes down, flat if you can, if you're not going to get cramp. So reach your hands to your feet. We're doing the dart. Reach your hands to your feet. Open the front of the shoulders, hover the arms. So you can stick with that, or the forehead could just hover above the ground. Keep looking at the floor. Could squeeze your bottom, press your inner thighs together, press the heels together. So it's just a hover, inch or so above the floor. Hover there and release down. So reach your hands to your feet, open the shoulders. Bottom, inner thighs, heels, forehead hovering, back of the neck staying lengthened. And down. And again, reach the hands down, open the shoulders, bottom, inner thighs, heels, hold it there. Tummy just gently drawing up away from the mat. Think of a little ice cube or Malteser between your lower tummy and the floor. Just gently scooping away from that. Another good one if you're getting a little bit round-shouldered, a little bit hunched in your upper back. You really want to work on this. That's good. And come down. Maybe just give your bottom a wriggle from side to side. Just loosen everything off. Hands under the shoulders, press into the hands, come up onto hands and knees, and maybe just bottom right back to your heels. So bottom all the way back, let the head drop, let the shoulders release. That's good. Okay, on to hands and knees. Knees underneath your hips, hands under the shoulders. Maybe spread the fingers quite wide. Just a little bit of arching your back up to the roof. So cat pose, and then coming down, looking ahead. Let your back drop. Tuck your bottom underneath, arch your back up to the roof. And releasing down. And again, think about drawing that line with your nose as you come down, arch your back up to the ceiling, and going the other way. And then just stopping in the middle, so nose pointing down to the floor, shoulders away from your ears, a little bit of a hollow in your lower back. How about just taking your bottom from side to side? So hips going one way, hips going the other way. Press into your hands, head up in line with the rest of your back, slide one leg back, float it up. Hold it there. Then if you can, the diagonal arm comes up in front. Tummy staying drawn in away from the mat. Holding there, and then maybe bring the arm down, slide the leg back in. Press away from the floor, slide the leg back, float it up. Hold it there. Tummy drawing in, diagonal arm up in front. Hold it there, and down. So it's almost more difficult to do the arm and legs separately than it is to do them together. So just could experiment with that a little bit yourself. Leg back. Maybe this time pull your toes up towards you, so you're pursing right out through the heel. Arm up in front. Hold there. And come down, arm down, leg back in. Slide the other leg back. Float it up. Maybe toes up towards you, press out through the heel. Diagonal arm. Hold it there. Fantastic. Arm down, slide the leg back in. This time, knees wide apart, big toes together, bottom all the way back to your heels. If your knees don't like it, don't do it. Maybe let your elbows drop to the mat. Think about letting your chest just soften down towards the floor. Breathe into the back of the ribs. Might be a stretch through the inside of the hips as well. Good, scoop in the tummy. Back onto hands and knees, bring the knees back in. Turn back over into sitting. And maybe arms in front, roll back down onto your back. Knees bent. Let your back just relax again. Hands back behind your head, elbows nice and wide. We're just going to do an oblique curl up, so tuck in the chin, think of coming up and across, front of your shoulder towards the opposite hip. One elbow staying pretty much back on the floor, all the way down. Little chin nod, up and across, and release. Little chin nod, up and across. So just watch you're not gripping behind your knees. Almost everything from your belly button down is staying still. It's the top half moving. Again, sore necks. If you don't want to do it, you could do the knee roll from side to side. Little chin nod, up and across. And releasing down. Little chin nod, up and across. And come down. And just one more, up and across. And release down. Rest your head down. Just take your nose in little tiny circles, about the size of a tennis ball maybe. Little circles going one way, little circles going the other way. Good. Either turn onto your side, come up into sitting, or if you can, hold behind the thigh, tuck the chin in, gently roll up. Sit right up tall, legs crossed. If you're a little bit stiff through your back or your hips, you could sit up on your yoga brick. So sit right up tall, ankles crossed, hands on your knees, and then maybe just with your right hand, just reach right up towards the sky. So really stretching up, bottom staying fixed on the mat, and then take this right hand across to your left knee, take your left hand behind you. So seated twist, look behind you, breathe into the ribs. Okay, and come back to the front. Hands back onto your knees. Lovely sunny morning today. Left hand, stretch it up towards the sky. Bring it over to your right knee. Take your right hand behind you. Look behind. Twisting round the other way. Good. Okay, come back to the front. Take one leg out straight, toes up towards you, tuck the other foot in, inner thigh or alongside your knee. Again, sit tall, think of lifting up from the hips. You're just gonna take your chest down towards your thigh. So don't think of head to your knee, think of chest going down towards your thigh. So those of you who are nice and bendy are gonna get quite a long way. A little bit stiff like me, not gonna go very far. Just try and keep the knee down flat. Watch the knee isn't popping up. Toes up towards you gives you a little bit more stretch through the calf. Drop the shoulders. Draw in the tummy and curl back up. Think about stacking the spine back up again. Take the other leg out. Tuck the foot in. Toes pointing towards the sky. Knee down flat. Lift up from your hips. Bend at your hips. Think chest down towards the thigh. You can hold on either behind your knee, behind your calf. Those who can reach, you could hold on to your foot. Gentle hamstring stretch. Shoulders nice and released. Lovely. And curl back up. Come back up into standing slowly. So standing nice and tall, feet pointing to the front. Take both arms in front. Think of cuddling a big squashy sort of beach ball out in front of you. Just taking the arms back and then take the hands back. As you come forward, you're thinking of sort of gathering that beach ball right in. Just giving it a big hug in front of you. So elbows going back, hands back. Bring the wrists forward and the arms are coming back in front. And again, elbows going back, hands back. Lovely. Bring the hands forwards. Let the arms come down. Slide the shoulders up and let them release. And again, sliding up and releasing. There we are. Thank you so much for joining me and giving me your time, and hopefully see you again very soon. Bye bye.